Dawn on an English summer morning. Most ripe-minded folk are still tucked up in bed, but not Martin Bowler. Martin has seen more dawns than most people do in 100 lifetimes. Yet he still relishes every single one as if it's his last. The reason for his early start? The pursuit of big carp. Now, while most of us would opt to sit behind 3 matching rods, Martin likes to do things a little differently. But then he's always been a little strange. His mission on this beautiful morning is to catch a carp on the float. Not an easy task, but one which gives him immense satisfaction when it all goes right.
If there's a quintessential English carp lake, then I think this place, Milton Abbas, is that venue. It's a capability styled estate lake, about 8 acres, very silty, full of weed, lots of fish of all species and some wonderful carp. And over the last decade, I've grown to love the place. It's just special. You're in a valley in Dorset. You're far away from the madding crowd. It's not a circuit water. It's very quiet. You can wander around. You can take your time. The minute you come through the gate, you're on Milton time. And if you're not very careful, you can end up leaving, not doing very much. And that's what he does for you. Just slows you down, a slower pace. There's no pressure here. There's no rushing around. It's lovely for that. Just to disappear and be at one with nature.
Okay, there's a few bubbles coming up. I'm not really going for it at the moment, fish. I fear it'll be once the sun is on the lake fully, but it'd be nice to sneak out an early one. Come down on the dam end in the shade just to see if there's much about. That's better. Oh, getting old. My knees are creaking. What a beautiful way to see the world wake up. This is my view. Could be on the M25 in the rat race. Don't think I'd swap it for all the money in the world. My angling life's been about collecting adventures and fishing memories. A bit like a stamp collector, really. That's how I collect fishing adventures. Just baited the swim with bloodworm pellets and krill clusters. And I'm just fishing a pellet over the top of that. Hopefully as all that oil and goodness comes out, I draw a fish into me. Like that. Oh, what a lovely bite that was. Not what I'm intended to go for, but a big roach. Hey, you like those clusters, didn't you? I'm just going to take it by hand. That's a nice big roach, that is. Greedy little devil.
Look at that. Lovely. Let me take that off. Save you bringing you out of the water. A lovely big roach. Beautiful way to start the day. And that may not be a carp. I'm not turning that down. It looks like it's going to be a good day. Let me just take you. You greedy devil, ain't you? Oh! He's gone into the weed.
Because we're in a valley, it takes a while for the sun really to get on the water, and in fact some spots it takes till the afternoon. And the shallowest part of the lake, called the village, that is really, it's got the sun on it from midday onwards, and the carp want to be in there. As soon as that's beaming in there and the other bank's in shade, they should be heading there. That's where I'm pinning a lot of my hopes. That's where I'm baiting up, that's where I'm getting prepared. It should drift in, and if I don't make too much noise, they won't know anyone's there. They'll come in, they'll just enjoy the sun for a while if they follow like they normally do. They'll enjoy the sun, they'll drift around, and then later on this afternoon, they'll start smoking up, and that'll be my big chance. Time to go and find some fish. I was hoping to pick up an early carp, but it would have had to be a lucky capture really. I'm expecting most of the carp to come in the margins as soon as the heat gets on the water and it draws them in close within my float range. I did get a nice roach though, so I can't complain. So I'm just going to keep walking around and around the lake looking for opportunities. It's really difficult at the moment. Fish that I have seen feeding seem to be harvesting some kind of natural food source. They're ploughing through the bottom, they're smoking up, but I'm sure they're not on bait. So I'm going to try and find an opportunity. I'm going to bait the margins with a little bit of krill cluster, some bloodworm pellets, keep on the move, keep looking, and hopefully at some point today it'll all come good. I'll lower in that float and it'll sink away, and that one magic moment. There's definitely some fish feeding. I put some bloodworm pellets out here earlier, and this looks exciting. I can see some bubbles coming up. My heart's pounding. No matter how many times I go fishing, and I have fished more than 10 lifetimes, normal lifetimes, I still get so excited. We've definitely got bubble in there. This is an opportunity. If I don't mess it up, just got to slowly creep out here. I'm not going to go much further. I need to get in line though. There's some fizzing going on there. Guess the depth. It is very shallow there. I won't take any chances though. I think I'll deepen up a little bit more. I can feel my heart pounding here. This is what it's about. And now I'm going to flick it right beyond where I want to be and just bring it back into the cauldron. Perfect. So why am I float fishing when I could probably catch many more carp if I fished the lead? Sometimes it's just the spirit of it, it's the style of how you fish. It's a wonderful method, it talks to you. As a fish comes in, there's fin wash, sways the float side to side, and you just don't get that with a bowl rig. And I think also there's the magic of having to strike. We've lost that art. That art has just disappeared in modern carp fishing. When you get a beep, it's on. It's a certainty. And sometimes, do I always want it to be a certainty? There are times when, yes, that's definite. But at a beautiful lake like this, in the summer, wandering around, I like to feel that I'm hunting. I like to feel that actually the odds are against me. It's not going to be easy. I might struggle. But for that one moment when the float rises, stands and then falls on itself, and you strike and there's a huge bulge and the clutch capitulates, that's everything, surely. That's why we go fishing. You wouldn't believe there could be a 50-pound carp feeding there. You think you see it in such shallow water and you blooming don't.
See a tail. Yep. Yes. No. All that time. Right, I'm going to lay down now, have a rest. Carp 1, bowler 0. Disaster. I thought the fish had backed off, and then a bit of bubbling come up, started to cloud, the float perfect bite, sailed away. Boiled out the swim, charged out, I thought, here we go. Come off, that's what happens sometimes, never mind. Got to keep going, rally the troops and go again, eh? I quit now, Dan. It's all about remembering a moment. It's not about numbers of fish. It's about special fish and special captures. So I think that's why I love float fishing. And it takes me back to a time when I was a kid. You know, that's where I started. I still remember my best fish ever is a gudgeon, because it was my first fish, 2BB onion float. I still can see that bite today on the Grand Union Canal, and it slipped away, and suddenly I struck and was connected to a new world, and that made me into an angler. So it's very hard to get that out of my blood. Yeah, maybe I should have kept my mouth shut and not tried to catch on the float. If you pick the right time, fished on the bottom, it's fairly straightforward, but what's the challenge in that? You've got to shoot for the stars. It's try and make it a classic moment, an angling scene, something that you'll remember. You have to do something out of the norm, and yeah, bite alarm going off, it's been done many, many times. It just doesn't speak to the viewer like this will if it happens, and I've always been conscious of that, and hence that's why sometimes I put myself in a position where I've made it a lot harder than it ever has to be.
Undeterred, Martin heads back out for more. Or maybe he's just a glutton for punishment. The afternoon wears on, and Martin has found some fish sunning themselves in a set of lily pads. Perhaps he'll get the chance to even the score. Creeping into position among the reeds, Martin carefully lowers his bait onto just the right spot and settles in to wait. There are few more pleasant places to spend a day than an English estate lake in full bloom, but Martin only has eyes for his float.
It's just moved in there. There's a few around now. This is it. This is the chance. The next couple of hours is what we've been waiting for. Just got to make sure I don't cock it up. Pike just struck at all the roach that are gathering in the area over the bait. All the lilies knocked just in that gap. There's definitely fish moving around quite a lot now. Oh, yes. Oh, all this effort, it's a big fish. Come on, keep on top of it. Please, 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 please. Oh, I've gone to pieces here. Oh, this is a big fish. It's just wallowing down, it's playing with me at the moment. Come on. Stay just there. Come on, come on. Come on. No. In you come. Yes! Oh. All that time, all that effort, the ups and the downs for that one magic moment on the float. It's just the way he was caught. I always remember you. Beautiful fish. Lovely. Absolutely marvellous. Right, I'm just going to bite the line so the rod's that way. Oh, teeth ain't as good as they used to be. Right, it's out of the way. And let's take him up onto the reeds. Let's have a little look at my prize. Ooh. Well, jungle warfare here. Oh, just rest you on that. Let's have a little look at you, baby. You tormented me for the hook. Got out in the net. Whew. Lady luck was on our side in the end. Now, this is why I go fishing. I'm shaking like a leaf. My heart's pounding. Childhood memories of a float sinking away. And I dreamt of this when I was a child. And that's why I'm prepared to wander around for a couple of days, trying to replicate again. It's what it's all about. Look at this creature. Beautiful, beautiful fish. Big apple slice scales, linear. It's like being a child again. I love fishing. Come on, back you go. Thank you very much.
And so Martin got his reward, fishing for carp in a way that anglers have done for centuries, and that he will do many times again, with a bit of luck.